pricing and people, man.
Yeah.
And then the process. It's actually three. I say PPP, pricing, people, and the process. And I had none of them.
Okay.
None of them. I mean, I had people, but the right people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So what did that change look like? I mean, pricing's maybe the easiest because it's just changing numbers, even though it's hard to actually tell a price, right?
So, I mean, I hear these interviews and they say the same thing. Oh, man, I'm so scared to raise my prices. What are my customers going to say? Are they going to say that's too high and go to my competitor? So you always have these fears.
Right.
But we got a new price book. We put them in. And to our surprise, people didn't really complain.
Right.
You know, I was like, wow, okay. Man, maybe I should raise this higher.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. How do the guys respond? Because that's always something I hear. They're like, oh, we can't get.
They always sell out of their own pockets. And I was like, I wouldn't pay this much. How am I going to tell a customer to pay this much for a service fee or for a contactor or a capacitor, you know? So,
right.
I mean, when you know this is the price and then I say, okay, now you got to ask this. It's like, whoa, what happened there, you know?
Yeah. But you're like, we're going to do it.
We have to. Because money going out, you have to, you know, be able to accommodate that. So you have to raise your prices for more to come in, obviously. And that was the biggest challenge.
How much turnover then did you experience because of that?
Probably everybody at that time.
Yep.
In and out. And I guess my biggest problem was recruiting and hiring the right guys.
Right.
It's just the light bulb just went off like last year.
Okay.
Yeah. COVID was the worst. It was the worst time. I had the wrong guys and it was during COVID. And people tease me all the time because I have a bed in my office, a foldable bed.
Yeah.
And when I get stressed out, I put that bed under my desk. I shut the lights off. I close my door and I just take a nap and go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. So, and then I remember one time one of the girls were knocking. I was like sleeping on my floor, snoring. And she was like, hey, are you okay, Rob? Oh, yeah, sorry, just taking a nap and so forth. So,
yeah,
you know, I would do that because during those times, it was just too much. Sometimes I would go home in tears to my wife because it was like, this is crazy.
Right.
You know, no equipment, COVID, the wrong guys. And I mean the absolute wrong guy. I had one guy who he had a company credit card and he paid his phone bill with it.
Oh, man.
I mean, he did tell me a couple of days later, even though I wouldn't find out. I was like, oh, so you knew you couldn't pay and you used a global cooling credit card. What are you, crazy? But that was like the norm going on and I just allowed it and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
So what, you know, how did you make the change? What finally you're like, that's enough?
Yeah. So after all that, I started really recruiting better. And a certain path always said that it's important. And some of the things that I learned, I should have took it more serious, but that was the one that I didn't take serious. I would interview a guy and like him. Hey, this guy's great. Okay, let's get hired.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not really digging in. I mean, and then I realized, man, people lie to you at these interviews.
Right.
Man, I mean, the guy's so great. And I told my guys all the time, it just takes 1 to 2 weeks before I realize if he's lying or telling the truth. They're like turning into a different person. I'm like, this wasn't the same guy. I mean, he's dressed all nice. We're laughing, we're talking, joking. Oh, this guy's going to be awesome. I'm like, what happened to this guy?
Yeah.
That has been so much.
Yeah. Yeah. So what did you change? How did you change your recruiting, your interviewing?
Yeah. Just asking deeper questions.
Yeah.
And then I would still hire him, but I would tell him, I'm going to let you ride with one of my guys a few days.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're supposed to do that. And my guy would ride with him and I would ask my guy, what do you think? Can he fix this? Is he a humble guy?
Right.
And then if he said yes, then we would try to get him in the truck and hire him and then let him ride around for another 2 or 3 weeks and analyze him and ask my guy. See, the thing is, like, they can hide it from me, but they can't hide it to my guy. So the new guy didn't realize that all my other guys were spies.
Right.
So I'd say, hey, what do you think? How did he do? What did he say? And they would give me the feedback.
Yeah.
This new guy had no idea. They thought, you know, they were all their friends, but they were just feeding me. And if it didn't work, time to move on and get somebody else, man.